ICP, I took this 1 hour and 50 some minute video that the DFinity Foundation put out, and they went over 8 different companies. Some you may have heard of before, some are new, building on Chain Fusion, and they've got this report out. That's what they're focusing on because their Chain Fusion ecosystem report came out. Again, almost a 2-hour video. I whittled it down so there's a clip of each of the 8 companies and a blurb about what they do, and it'll all be done in about 18 minutes. Why'd I do this? Well, I go through all these videos and these sort of things myself because I like to know what's going on. More importantly, I like to make sure that the things I'm invested in, and I have to say my disclaimer, I'm a big dumb animal, don't do what I do, informational purposes only. But I like to always make sure that the coins I'm invested in, like ICP, and as of the filming of this, November 6, 2024, yeah, that's right, I own ICP. I've owned it for a while. I believe in it. And I like to see that the momentum is continuing, hitting roadmap milestones, onboarding new companies, having new people use and build upon Chain Fusion and other things. So let's get started. It's just going to run through all of them. It'll save you a lot of time, but I think it's worth watching so you can see what's going on because these are some pretty exciting projects.
Yeah, so Bitfinity is an EVM solution for Bitcoin and cross-chain tokens built on the internet computer. And essentially what it is just a high-performance EVM which leverages a lot of the IC's infrastructure because it's built within and deployed within a canister for its performance, and also benefits from all the recent advances in Chain Fusion for bridging. So the idea is that you can bridge your Bitcoin, your Ethereum tokens, and also new tokens in the Bitcoin ecosystem as well. Well, I say new, but fairly new, like runes and BRC20s and anything else that will manifest later over to Bitfinity. And we have our TGE approaching very soon, so that it will be on November the 19th. So that's a date to put in the calendar. It's been quite a while coming, but we're very glad and excited to actually be able to put the protocol out there and into people's hands. If you're a developer, you can already start deploying on Bitfinity mainnet right now, and we have a number of applications from the IC ecosystem and also outside who are deploying.
Because what DeFinance is doing is actually leveraging an exceptional opportunity that is existing at the moment on the internet computer. We know that the ICP, it's recognized for innovation, technology, intrinsic security, and this is all features that we want to see on a chain on which we are building. But we know that the DeFi TVL is very limited still at the moment, but we are about to change it. How? By bringing a new protocol, something that is a new innovative lending and borrowing that is fully built on the internet computer. Now, before to start to build DeFinance, what we did, of course, we studied from the best. We understood what were the best practices in the niche of the lending and borrowing. And we understood that the wheel didn't need to be reinvented, but of course, it could be improved. And the way we are improving it, it's by using the technology that is provided by the internet computer. So some of the unique features that DeFinance is bringing is a unique buyback and burn mechanism. We have new innovation liquidation strategies that it's something unheard of, and that it's something that is possible only on the internet computer. So far, liquidation on other lending and borrowing, how it works. It works that there are third party or bots that are going to liquidate your position. Instead, what we are doing, we are leveraging the functionality of the smart contract canister, and through certain functionalities, we are able to go and perform liquidation on our own. So in this way, we are able to retain 100% of the fee that naturally instead need to be shared with third party. And then, of course, we are coupling all this with initiatives that are thought in a way to bring new community and also to bring that needs that the ICP community is needing.
Yeah, starting from their Omnity as a interoperability hub built on Chain Fusion, majorly serve Bitcoin Eco. We keep expanding in 2 dimensions. One is adding more blockchain. So for now, we support EVM compatible blockchain, Cosmos chain with Cosmos some support, Solana chain, and now of course ICP itself, and all the, let's say, blockchain on blockchain on ICP, Bitfinity, and potentially others providing their programmability. And in terms of asset class, we start with runes, and then we work with DeFinance Foundation to bring CKBTC to Osmosis chain. So now we can our offering include BTC, and the newest asset class is BRC20, and we are happy to expand to BRC20, and it's enabled by Chinky Schnorr, the cutting edge technology provided by Fusion, and so yeah, once again, it's the first and only fully on-chain BRC20 bridge without rely on off-chain indexer or off-chain relayers.
As many of you may know, that despite Bitcoin's dominance as the most valuable and secure cryptocurrency, it's largely isolated from the thriving decentralized finance ecosystem on other blockchains like Ethereum and Solana. And this isolation limits Bitcoin holders to using BTC primarily as a store of value or a medium of exchange, prevents them from participating in lending, borrowing, and all sorts of DeFi activities, as mentioned by, as I recall, Bitfinity. And yeah, that's kind of like a big headache now. Bitomni addresses this challenge through our omnichain protocol and a suite of BTCFi dApps. Our flagship product is called BLE Bridge. It is an omnichain bridge that connects Bitcoin and its tokens to multiple blockchain ecosystems. Moreover, it also supports ICRC token standards, enhancing interoperabilities for the internet computer ecosystem for sure. And the BLE Bridge enables users to transfer Bitcoin and ICRC tokens securely and efficiently across different blockchain networks, including Ethereum, ICP, of course, and Arbitrum, Polygon, basically all EVM compatible blockchains if we want to. And recently we just added the Sui network, and Aptos has been tackled already. If we want to integrate it, we can do it immediately. So move-based ecosystems are here already, and more. And we built it using Chain Fusion technology on ICP, leveraging Chain Fusion's interoperability features and also ICP's scalability, low transaction costs, and smart contract capabilities to enhance the performance of the BLE Bridge. So one of the key features of BLE Bridge is direct integration with the Bitcoin network. Of course, it's Bitcoin integration of ICP, right? We're using that, and by using that, our like canisters or smart contracts interact directly with the Bitcoin network, and eliminating the need for the intermediaries.
So we're building a Bitcoin native stablecoin, basically like a digital dollar backed by Bitcoin, on Bitcoin, and over collateralized by Bitcoin. So in this case, we're using Chain Fusion for all of the programs, smart contracts, but as the backbone of this stablecoin, kind of like abstracting the complexities away from the end user.
So what's the stability mechanism?
So it's like through over collateralization. So basically, you create like smart contract wallet that we call a safety deposit box, where you can deposit Bitcoin on mainnet. So we're testing on production at the moment on Bitcoin mainnet. And then out of that amount of Bitcoins that you have, you can print Siron US dollars. So basically, if you have like 1,000 worth of Bitcoin, then you can print like a lower amount like let's say 600, 700. So there is like an over collateralization ratio that enables us to say that the dollars in circulation are fully backed by Bitcoin. You know, something like DAI, the first stablecoin on Ethereum using ETH for the collateral. So it's kind of like bringing back that concept. And I think it's interesting because Bitcoin then becomes like a digital gold. You know, now there's like more and more consensus around Bitcoin being like store of value and how it's becoming like gold. And like the old days, fiat currencies, they used to be printed out of gold. You could redeem dollars for gold, but then a few decades ago that changed. So the idea is to bring back that concept of stability, but Bitcoin as the new gold.
Yeah, hello everyone. I'm Zia. I'm the CEO of BitTen, which is a decentralized asset management platform offering index funds for crypto investors. We're basically the S&P 500, but for crypto. Yeah, the idea came from, it was a hackathon actually. It was at the time I was reading a book called Trillions, which is all about the rise of index investing. I pitched my idea at the hackathon. I didn't win, but I still believed in my idea. And I took it forward. A month after the hackathon, I got into a pre-accelerator called the Bitcoin Startup Lab. And in January in 2024, in the pre-accelerator, the ICP developer team gave a presentation about canisters and chain fusion technology. And me and my CTO instantly were like, we need to use this because this solves all of our problems. Before that, we were going to build on stacks. And if anyone using Clarity will know, it's not the best in the world, let's put it that way. Anyway, so we started building BitTen in March 2024, and we focused solely on the Bitcoin ecosystem. We released 2 index funds on testnet, BitTen.DeFi, which tracks the top 6 tokens in the Bitcoin ecosystem, and BitTen.BRC20, which tracks the top 10 BRC20 tokens by market capitalization. However, about a month ago, we ran into an issue with collateral, and we had a meeting with one of our advisors called Bob Bodley, which I think you mentioned right in the beginning. And he suggested we use something called the threshold signing subnet. We researched it and we discovered that we discussed this a bit more with the ICP developer team, and we realized, wait a minute, we can have the underlying assets as the collateral, as opposed to just a generic like a BTC or a stablecoin, which most projects do. So you know how if you buy the S&P 500 ETF, you're essentially buying a small piece of each of the 500 companies. So you have the underlying assets basically. We can do that using ICP, and it took us so long to figure it out, but we figured it out. That's when about 3 weeks ago we had a key pivot, and this is the first time we're announcing this. We're now building additional index funds, including one for the top 10 cryptocurrencies overall, and the top 10 meme coins to cater both conservative investors and very speculative investors, if that makes sense. But anyway, we're on testnet with BitTen.DeFi and BitTen.BRC20 on testnet, but we're also, it's a gated mainnet, and we're fixing our collateral with the underlying assets. That way we can move forward. However, the big feature where we realized this is still ongoing, but we're gonna make this work, and we think this is a big thing, is we're also working on a feature that will allow users to create their own custom index funds. So imagine being able to build a portfolio with 3 conservative tokens and 2 speculative ones, all across different blockchains. This kind of flexibility doesn't exist yet in the market, and we believe it will be a game changer for crypto investors. But yeah, our long-term vision is to make diversified crypto investing as simple as traditional index funds. If you're interested, check us out on our website, BitTen.app, and on our Twitter, BitTen Startup.
In terms of TAP, for anybody that isn't aware of TAP protocol, we are the most programmable L1 meta protocol. So the first to achieve Bitcoin native smart contracts directly on L1, the first to enable automated market makers, liquidity pools, and token swaps with native Bitcoin on L1, the first to have a bridge from Bitcoin directly to Ethereum using TAP tech. And that's a relatively new thing. The swaps, the AMMs, and the bridge were recently launched about in the last sort of 10 to 14 days, if not more recently. I'm losing track of time. We also were the first Bitcoin token to launch on CoinList. For anybody not aware of CoinList, they launch, usually fairly big projects that you might have heard of: Solana, ImmutableX, Filecoin, etc. We have tap enabled on or tradable on Bitcoin and Ethereum, so Uniswap, KuCoin on the Ethereum side, and things like MEXC and Gate over on Bitcoin. We're actually the first to achieve account abstraction, so advanced account abstraction. For anybody that's not aware of what that is, and I certainly wasn't until recent months, essentially abstracting away the complexity for the user. So anybody who knows Bitcoin knows that, or any blockchain, that for the user, if we think about gaming, having to, microtransactions that you want to be on chain, if you have to stop and sign a transaction every single time, that's a bit of a nightmare, and it's a killer for the UX and for users. So, doing that on Bitcoin before, and I believe I'm right in saying this, Ethereum's account abstraction is still in peer review to be going L1 2025. Don't have a date, but that's kind of how advanced TAP already is. And then the other main thing I mention in this list to people is TAP is not just about the tech, which is a weird thing to say, but what I'm trying to emphasize is that in terms of our proactive stance on regulation, we're already in the EU MiCA compliant. So, meeting regulatory standards in the EU for transparency, disclosure, governance, and of course, consumer protection. So that's kind of a list of firsts, and it's not that first at everything, but I think it gives a good grounding for, what TAP is and how we're innovating on L1.
Yeah, first of all, thank you so much for having me, and a big shout out to our community. I think they've been spamming the chat for a while now. So yeah, it was wonderful hearing about all the other startups before this. ICP and chain fusion as a technology is very pivotal, and we are experiencing that firsthand now. So just to talk about Audinox. So Audinox is an L1 built using the Cosmos SDK, and we are an interface which helps people sort of interact with hundreds of different DeFi protocols across crypto. So our one mission is to sort of be the unified entry point for DeFi, where we can sort of attract liquidity at scale and let people access DeFi without having to juggle wallets, juggle chains, without having to switch or know about these different chains at all. So that's our broader vision, and that's what we're executing at Audinox.
So tell us how you're using the chain fusion technology.
Absolutely, yeah. So chain fusion is, we haven't announced this. This is the sort of announcement we want to sort of get across as well through this live stream. So our entire security stack, where the assets are stored on the chain, is basically powered by chain fusion. So when users create Audinox accounts and sort of trade using their Audinox account, all their assets are basically secured by chain fusion, which really helps not just like the security aspect of it, that's the obvious one, but also how easy it is for different protocols to be integrated with Audinox with mere few steps, instead of having to sort of manage our own TSS clusters, manage different nodes, and take the whole sort of thing in-house. Yeah.
So that was it. I hope that was helpful. I just wanted to run through all of them. I did it for my own purposes, so I know what's going on, and I'm going to be following a lot of these projects myself. You might want to as well. Have a great day, and as always, I hope we can make generational wealth together in crypto.